So in the previous session, we have discussed about subprograms, and we have discussed what exactly is subprogram and what it indicates, and what are the various types of subprograms that we have in Salesforce, and what exactly a procedure, how can we define the procedure in Apex programming, what kind of business logics we can write inside the procedure we have discussed. And upon defining the procedures, we have discussed two categories, non-parameterized and the parameterized. And how to define a non-parameterized procedure and how can we implement the business logic inside the non-parameterized procedures we have discussed in the previous session. And yesterday I asked you to implement two use cases by using procedures anybody has done. How many people are done? One, two, three. No, not yet done. Okay. You? Doubts. Okay. Hmm. Sorry? Not yet done. Today. Not yet done. Okay. Now, so try to complete these assignments by today at least. Okay? No, 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 no. No. Within the same procedure, write the code for both. No, no, see. Here, what exactly the requirement here? We need to create an account record and the related case record. Just to create a class. Now, inside the class, prepare a procedure. Okay? Like us create a procedure with the name create case. Inside the procedure, write the business logic. Initially, write the code to create the account, and then if the account record is inserted, write the code to create case record. That's it. Within a single procedure, we can write. Okay? It may be the first requirement also. Write the code for hiring manager record, and then immediately we can write the code for task record also. Yes, case should be associated to that same account. It should be related. Okay? Clear up to this one? Will you complete this one or can I explain? Anyone? Ah, sure.
Sir, just could you please explain just the relationship part, sir, like how to link both of them in a class?
Now see, I will give that relationship link over here. So now first of all, write the code to insert hiring manager record. Now, like for example, we are creating the object here. Hiring manager HR record equals to new hiring manager. Supply the values for the fields and then insert hiring manager record. Once a record has been inserted successfully, if HR record dot id not equals to null, then we can able to show the message here. System dot debug statement. This is common statement here. We can print the message HR record inserted. Then immediately here we can write the code to create task record. Task some tsk equals to new task. Pass the values for the fields. Because the task priority, task status, activity date, and the subject, description, everything. And then whenever we are creating the task record, this should be related to hiring manager. So here we are having the field tsk dot what id. Here we can specify HR record dot id and then insert the task record. That's it. Over. Then we can print the confirmation. If the task record ID has been generated, we can show the confirmation to the user. Same ORM concept only, nothing different. But there we have written that piece of code in execute anonymous window, but now we are writing in procedure. That's it, the difference. Nothing else, everything is same. Okay? Now. No, no, no. See, here we can specify the system.debug statement. We can print the message for hiring manager. And then we are creating the task record. Once the task record is inserted, here we can able to check that. If tsk.id not equals to null, then print the confirmation message by using system.debug statement. Task record is inserted successfully. Now, this piece of code we are writing inside the if condition only, because if the hiring manager record is inserted, then only I would like to create related task. Okay, that's what here we need to write this piece of code inside this if condition. If this is done, then only we need to do this, or else we don't want to do that like this. Like the similar fashion, here we can able to create account, inside the account record, and then inside the create the case object. Here we need to pass case record dot account ID equals to acc dot ID. That's it. Same. No, 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 no. See, because this OID will be supporting only for contact, lead, user. Only these three. Remaining objects, what ID? Clear? Try this today.
Sir, thank you so much, sir.
Next one. Parameterized procedures. Then what do you mean by parameterized procedure? What it indicates? And okay, what is the use of parameters? Why do we need to define a procedure with parameters? Okay, when we can pass the input values, okay, fine. When at runtime, we can able to pass that input values. Now let's see here. Now, for example, I'm writing some piece of code. I'm preparing an Apex class. For example, I'm preparing an Apex class, which is used to create a new account record inside my account object. Now, I'm preparing a class, public class, accounts helper. Now, I'm preparing a procedure, public void insert account record. Insert account record. Now, in this case here, I would like to supply the values. I need to create a new account record inside my account object. Account ACC equals to new account. I'm passing the value for, I'm creating the object of account class. I'm going to be inserting a new account record by passing the required values. Like ACC dot name. I'm giving some Ram Kumar. ACC dot rating some WAM. ACC dot industry some finance. ACC dot annual revenue, some 20 lakhs. ACC dot type, I'm giving as installation partner. ACC dot phone, I'm passing some value. ACC dot fax, I'm giving some value. ACC dot active status, I'm passing the value, and then I'm inserting account. This is a piece of code. I'm not printing any confirmation. If you want, you can print, no problem here. Now, this is the piece of code we have written in order to insert a new account record inside my object. Now, so now tell me, once the business logic has been prepared to insert this code, how to call this method? Hmm. How to invoke this procedure? By creating the object of this accounts helper class. So we have to go to the execute anonymous window. Go to the execute anonymous window. In this execute anonymous window, we need to write the piece of code. So create the object of the class. Accounts helper, some a helper equals to new accounts helper. Accounts helper, a helper equals to new accounts helper. I'm creating the object of the class, and then I would like to invoke the method. How to invoke this suffix class method? By using a helper dot, what is the method name? Insert account record. I'm invoking this method. Now in the execute anonymous window, I'm creating the object of this class. I'm invoking the method. Whenever I'm invoking the method, what it will do? It will go to that method. It will execute the business logic, whatever we have written. Now it will create a new account record inside the object with the name Ram Kumar, rating 1, industry finance, annual revenue, everything. With these details, a new account record will be created. Clear up to this one? Next. Now suppose, for example, if I'm invoking this same method one more time, then I'm invoking one more time. Okay, that means what? Whenever we are invoking this method first time, the method will be getting executed. Whatever the code we have written, the statements will get executed. It will create one account record inside the object with these details. Now, what that is one thing. Whenever I'm invoking second time, then again the same method will be executed one more time. It will create one more account record with the same details, same name, same rating, same industry, annual revenue, same everything will be same. So duplicate record. Suppose if I'm invoking this method one more time, then again it will execute the same method. It will create one more record with the same details. Now I'm invoking one more time here, fourth time. Then it will be invoking the same method one more record. That means what? So now we are invoking the same method four times. Now four times a method will be executed. It will create the account records four times with the same details. Every time same name, same rating, same industry, same annual revenue, everything is same. That means duplicate records. Now in this case, instead of making it as duplicate, instead of passing these values of for this piece manually, do we have any chance to pass these values at runtime? I don't want to hard code these values. I don't want to pass these values manually. I want to pass this value dynamically at runtime. Do we have any chance? Yes, there is a possibility. In this case, how to pass? Instead of hard coding these field values, instead of giving the values like as a fixed values, I want to pass these values dynamically at runtime. I want to pass these values dynamically at runtime over here. Now here in this case, how to pass? Now in this case, whatever the values are required. Now tell me in this case, how many values are required here? This is one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight. Eight values we need to pass. What type of values? String values. All the values are string values? No. Then decimal. Decimal how many? Hmm. Decimal how many? One. One will be the decimal. Remaining, okay, seven will be string types. So totally we need to pass eight values to the procedure as input. Out of this eight, seven values will be of type string, one value will be of type decimal here. Okay, now in this case, what happened? Instead of passing this value, instead of hard coding these values inside the procedure, we can pass these values dynamically at runtime with the help of parameter. So parameter means what? Input. Parameter means input. So now we can pass some input values to the procedure at runtime based on the input values which we have supplied. It will execute the business logic automatically. So in this case, we no need to make that code hard coded. So now every time whenever I'm calling the procedure, I will pass different input values. If I'm passing different input values, different records will be created with the different details, with the different names, with the different ratings. So in this case, to make the functionality dynamic, we are using input parameters. So parameter means input, which is used to supply some input values to the procedure at runtime based on the input values which we have supplied. So now the corresponding business logic will be executed. Then how many parameters we can pass to a procedure? Do we have any limitation? No. Generally, when you go to some other programming, like a C Sharp .NET or Java programming, there is a limitation. When you go to the Java or C Sharp, there is a limitation. We can able to pass 1024 output parameters, 1024 input parameters, total 4000, 2048 parameters we can pass for a procedure. But as part of Apex programming, we don't have any such kind of limitation. We can pass n number of input parameters to the procedure. We can pass n number of parameters to the procedure, no limitations at all. So now here in this case, when coming to the Apex programming allows us to pass n number of input parameters also, no limitations. Now, in this case, how can we define the parameters? Whenever we are defining the procedure, we have to indicate what type of parameters we need to pass, what type of input values we need to pass, how many input values we need to pass, in which order we need to pass, we need to indicate that. So, upon preparing the procedure, we have to indicate what parameters needs to be supplied and then how many parameters needs to be supplied. We need to specify over here. Okay, now, so for that reason here we are going to be defining the procedures with the parameters. Okay, understood the concept here? Now in this case, how can we define the parameters? We'll see the syntax also. Now make a note of this one. Parameterized procedures. By using parameters, we can supply one or more input values to the procedure dynamically at runtime. By using parameters, we can supply one or more input values to the procedure dynamically at runtime. Based on the input values supplied by the user, at runtime, we can perform the required operations inside the application. Based on the input values supplied by the user at runtime, we can perform the required operations inside that application at runtime. Note. We can supply n number of input parameters to the procedure at runtime. We can supply n number of input parameters to the procedure at runtime. Done with this? Now, let's see the syntax. We can specify the access specifier void procedure name. Here we can write the business logic. Here we need to define that parameters. Here we have to specify data type parameter 1, data type parameter 2, data type parameter 3. Like that we can specify data type parameter n. So n number of parameters we need to supply. Note, each parameter should be defined with the associated data type. Each parameter should be defined with the associated data type. For example, I'm preparing a method, public void some addition. I'm passing two input parameters, integer first number, integer second number. Here I can write the business logic. Public void concatenate. Now string str1, string str2. Write the business logic. Now here you can raise a question. Sir, as of now, generally whenever we are defining the variables, we are writing like this. Integer first number, comma, second number. So we are writing like this. Then upon defining the procedures, can we able to write same here? Integer first number, comma, second number? No, it won't allow. Even though you are passing 10 input values of type integer, every parameter should have its data type here. 10 times integer, integer, we have to write. No other alternative. This is not only in C sharp Apex programming, this is common in every programming language. Now, so now we have to define that integer. Done with this? Now, let's see in this case, how can we do this? Now, in this case, we can able to define okay, n number of parameters also over here within a procedure. But upon defining the parameters, this is one parameter, this is second parameter. Now this is also of type integer, this is also of type integer. So even though both will be of type integer, each parameter should have its own data type. Here also we have to write integer, here also we have to write integer. This is must and should, it's common for every programming language. Okay, now. So now in this case here, once the procedure has been defined with the required input, how can we invoke? Generally, how to invoke the procedure by using object name dot procedure name. But in this case, whenever we are calling the procedure, it is having some parameters type now. So now these parameters will be of type what? Integer. How many? Okay, two. So in this case, we have to pass the value for the parameters. So upon invoking the procedures, compulsorily we have to pass the value for the parameters. If you are not passing the value for the parameters, when you try to execute, it will show the error message, okay, incorrect signature method. That means method does not exist or incorrect signature exception will be getting erased automatically. So compulsorily we have to pass the values for those parameters over here. Now, upon passing the value for the parameters, whatever the order we have defined the parameter, this is the first parameter, second parameter. So, whatever the order we have defined the parameters, in the same order we need to pass the values also. Okay, that means your parameter definition and passing the value both should be exactly same order. If you're changing the order, syntax will be wrong. Okay, now, now in this case, now let's see. Once the procedures has been defined with the required input parameters, then we can invoke the procedures. We can invoke the procedures by passing the required values for each parameter. Now, while passing the values, we have to supply in the same order in, in which in which they have been defined. While passing the values, we have to supply the values in the same order in which they have been defined. Syntax. Now we can specify the object name dot procedure name. Here we need to pass the values. Value 1, value 2, value 3, value n, like that. We need to supply the values. For example, we need to pass object name dot procedure name. That means addition. We need to pass the values. I'm passing 45,000, 12,000. Two values I'm passing. Object name dot procedure name. That means concatenate. Here both will be of type string. We need to pass two string values. First one welcome, second one India. We need to pass two values of type string. String values we need to pass by enclosing with single quote. In this case, whenever we are passing these values over here, what are the values we have supplied? For example, we have supplied, okay, welcome India. Welcome value will be passing to str1, and then India will be passing to str2. That means whatever the order we have defined the parameters, in the same order we need to pass the value. If you're changing the order, syntax will be wrong. Okay, now please remember this point. Right, based on the input values. Yes, right. No, no, here, because why I'm giving this name, because here I would like to perform addition operation. That's what I have given the name as addition here. No, this is the procedure name. Ah. Now, because here in this one, I want to take two input values, I want to perform addition operation. That's what I'm giving the name as addition. We can give any name, whatever you want. Based on the operation which you are going to do, give that name for that procedure. Right, right. Here we need to write the logic, whatever you want to do. Done with this? Now, let's see in this case, how can we prepare parameterized procedures? How can we invoke them? So let's take a small use case now. Write an Apex program to perform the mathematical operations by using parameterized procedures. With the help of parameterized procedures, I would like to perform the various mathematical calculations like as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, all these things I would like to implement. How to do that? Okay, we'll see with practical. Done with this? Now, let's see how can we do that. I'm going to my Salesforce org now. Now, I would like to prepare the methods. I'm going to that developer console. Let me create an Apex class now. I'm creating an Apex class with the name some math operations helper. I'm creating an Apex class with the name math operations helper. Now in this class, I would like to prepare the procedures. How to prepare? Let's see. Public void procedure name. I'm giving the name as addition. Now I would like to pass two input parameters of type integer. So I'm indicating integer first number, integer second number. So now here I'm preparing a procedure public void addition. Now this procedure is going to be receiving two input values of type integer, and then I would like to perform the addition operation. So I would like to represent system.debug addition result is. So now whatever the input values we have supplied, for example, I'm passing the first number value as okay 4500. I'm passing the second number value as some 9000 here. Whenever we are passing the values will be storing into that variables here. Now we can able to take these two values, we can perform the addition, we can represent. So here I'm going to be performing this addition. Like first number plus second number. Okay. So whatever the input values we have supplied to the procedure, we can take these two values. I'm performing the addition of these two values over here. I would like to represent the result along with that message. Okay. Now, like the similar fashion, public void subtraction. I'm passing two integer parameters here. Integer first number, integer second number. I'm passing these two values as input over here. I would like to perform subtraction operation. System.debug subtraction result is, I would like to indicate first number minus second number. Okay. I would like to take these two input values over here. I would like to perform subtraction operation. I want to perform the multiplication operation. Public void multiply. I'm using integer first number, integer second number, integer third number. That means to do the multiplication, I would like to take three input values over here. Okay, I'm taking three input values. System.debug. Multiplication result is I would like to indicate like the first number into second number into third number. I'm taking these three values. Next, public void division. I want to take the division of the two values. Integer first number, integer second number. I'm taking these two values, I would like to perform the division. In this case, suppose if I'm passing second number value as 0, then it will throw the exception. System dot okay, math exception, it will be raising that okay, divided by 0 exception will be getting arised. To avoid that problem here, what we can do, we can check if the second number value is greater than 0. Okay, then only I would like to perform system.debug. The division result is I would like to show first number by second number. Else, I would like to show the message. System.debug division operation cannot be performed as second number value is 0. Okay? Understand the concept here? Like the similar fashion. Public void. Now I would like to use modulus. I'm taking two input values. Integer first number, integer second number. Here also I would like to check the condition. If the second number value is greater than 0, then only I would like to perform modulus operation. System.debug modulus result is how to perform the modulus operation? Math dot mod, right. Now we are passing first number comma second number. Else we can show the message division operation cannot be, sorry, modulus operation cannot be performed. Modulus operation cannot be performed. Clear? Understood the concept now? So now here in this case, not only preparing the procedures, we can pass some parameter values also. We can pass some input values also to the procedures. Based on those input values, we can perform the respective operations on this. Okay? Now, so now this is the first procedure, which is taking two input values of type integer. It will perform the addition operation. Then the second procedure, which will perform the subtraction operation. Third procedure will take three parameters. It will do the multiplication operation. Fourth one will perform the division. Fifth one will perform modulus operations. Okay? Now save the class code. Now once the class code has been saved, I would like to invoke it. How to invoke this class code now? How to invoke these methods? By creating object of the class. Same story, no change. Just to go to that execute anonymous window, create the object of the class. What is my class name? Math operations helper. Math operations helper, some m helper equals to new math operations helper. How can we call m helper dot? What is the first procedure name? Addition. Now, I'm calling like this, but I'm not passing any input values. If I'm not passing any input values, it will be raising an exception. Okay, method does not exist or incorrect signature. When I try to execute that, it will raise the error message, method does not exist or incorrect signature. That means it is indicating, boss, what are the method that you are trying to call, that means addition. We don't have any such kind of method inside the class without any parameters over here. But we have a method with the name addition which is having two input parameters of type integer here. Okay? Now, so that the method is not available, it's an incorrect signature. Maybe you are writing that wrong syntax, so please correct it. That is the meaning of this exception. Now, I'm passing these two values, like some 25,000, now 35,000. I'm passing these two values. What are the two values we have supplied here? In this case, what it will do, now this 25,000 will be passing to first number parameter. So it will hold the value 25,000. This is second number value which we have supplied. It will store into the second number variable, which is having 45,000. Now, once the values are available in these parameters, it will take these two values, it will do the addition. 25,000 plus 45,000 here. It will be returning the value 70,000. Okay? Understood the concept now? This is how we need to perform the operations. What are the parameters that we have? For these parameters, we need to pass exactly in the same order. If you're changing the order, syntax will be wrong here. Okay? Like the similar fashion, I'm invoking this. Yum helper dot subtraction. Now subtraction method here, we are passing two values. I'm passing the value 1,56,000. Second one 34,000 here. Next, I'm calling the third procedure. Yum helper dot multiply. How many input values we need to pass for this one? Three input values. I'm indicating 456, 1297, and then 8940. Three values I'm passing here. Yum helper dot division. I'm passing the values, okay, 89,000. Second parameter, 1246. I'm passing two values. Yum helper dot modulus. Now I'm passing the values, so now 57,000 and then 1290. I'm passing these values. So I'm invoking this all these five procedures here. Whatever the values are required, I'm passing these two values over here for each and every procedure. Okay. Now click on execute. All the procedures will be executed here. It will perform the operations and we can see the result. Now we are able to see addition result value, subtraction result, multiplication result, division result, modulus result. All the five operations results we can able to see at a time. Understood the concept now? This is how we can able to prepare the procedures. We can call the procedure. Now tell me, is it mandatory to call all these procedures available in the class? No. If you want only addition, just we can call. Remaining, we no need to call over. Okay? Depends upon your requirement. Whatever you want, we can use it. That's it. You no need to call all the procedures mandatorily. If you want only one, we can call it. If you want only two, you can call it whatever you want. Yes. Yes, right. Yes, right. Now this particular class methods we can call from any other places wherever you want in the application development. Okay? Everything. We'll be discussing slowly how to use that remaining functionality. This is the first example on parameters. So just what I have taken some numerical values. And how can we take some other parameter values also? We'll see some more examples. Okay. From now onwards, the complete business logic we are writing like this one. Okay. Make a note of this code. So we are creating the object of the class. Once the object has been prepared, we are invoking each and every method by using object name dot method name by passing the required input parameter values. Done with this? Now, let me place this code. Clear up to this one? How to prepare parameterized procedures and how can we define the parameters upon procedure definition, and upon invoking the procedure we are passing the required input parameter values also. So now we can pass different values, it will perform different operations, it will show different results also. Instead of making it as same, we can make it as different. Then how can we pass this value for my object fields to create a different records at runtime? We'll see in next session. On Monday session, we'll see how to create the records inside the object through parameterized procedure. In that case, for this particular field values, I don't want to hard code these values. These values I would like to pass as parameters at runtime inside the procedure. How to do that? We'll see practically over here. Okay. So do the practice on these features and then complete the yesterday's two assignments also. So now from Monday we'll see that some more functionalities how to implement. There I will show you how to prepare static procedures, how to prepare non-static procedures. We'll see. Whatever the procedures as of now we have created, those are non-static. Then how to use that static keyword, how can we call those procedures, we'll see practically on Monday's session. Okay. Thank you.